Hey guys, so I've done a Psilohuasca and I actually had a very difficult experience, and I would not recommend anybody to do this, particularly not in the high dose I did. Um, I recorded a video exactly 1 week after the ceremony, um, during the time at which I've taken the ceremony in the week before, and I cut it, and I'm going to play the video after this very short introduction. First, I had one ceremony on Friday where I've taken mushrooms in addition to ayahuasca. And on Saturday, I've had another ceremony where I've only taken the ayahuasca. On Friday, I drank the ayahuasca first, then I waited a few hours and let it do the work. And after drinking the second cup of ayahuasca, I went to get some fresh air, and I had the feeling that I needed to take them. And I actually wanted to take only a little piece of the head. But when I sat there outside and looking over them, I had the feeling that the Yahe, which was already activated in me, um, asks me to take um, two mushrooms at the weight of 6.83 grams, which is already a heroic dose, and when combining it with the ayahuasca, is the equivalent of about 20 grams of mushrooms. And I would not recommend anybody to do it. Even the healer told me that if he had known that I've taken this dose, he would have kicked me out because this was irresponsible. And the only reason why I did that was because I knew I was in sync with ayahuasca and that nothing can happen to me. And my instincts told me to do that. Hey guys, so I've had taken Psilohuasca a few days ago, exactly on Friday last week, and I did another ayahuasca ceremony on Saturday. And I have a mental clarity which I never experienced before, and I also have no procrastination whatsoever, so I can just work and get shit done. And on top of that, my thoughts are just flowing out when I write. There's no blockages, no writer's block or whatever. And also, I can just record this video impromptu while my thoughts are coming out. And the experience was very psychologically demanding. I've done I've done ayahuasca in Colombia before last year with shamans and a real ceremony there, but I've never done the Psilohuasca. The biggest insight I had was that I needed to ditch my smartphone, and now I'm running without a smartphone for already since Tuesday, which is like a blessing. Get this small little one from the store, and it has dual SIM. It's actually working quite well, and the advantage is I get like a lot of more shit done, and people are not annoying me. I stop being a slave. I'm not the master of my time and of my destiny, because nobody can just send me a message or call me, and I get distracted. Even airplane mode is not, or when you turn off the notifications, it's not enough, because whenever you have like 5 seconds of your time, you will take out the smartphone and you will check your notifications, check your WhatsApp, your whatever, your Telegram, and this is just the behavior of a fucking slave. The most striking thing about about this week was that from Tuesday till Wednesday, I only slept 30 minutes on my desk and 30 minutes in the car in Wednesday afternoon. So I basically worked straight through from Tuesday morning until Wednesday evening in the office, because I have a very busy life and I needed to get shit done. Then I went home. Usually I would just fall asleep, but no, I actually played some Super Nintendo, and it just shows how much power I have, and it's it's just insane. I have such a completely different feeling of my life. Like something big fell off, and yeah, yesterday I woke up again. Like I went to bed Wednesday around 1 a.m. so Thursday morning, and I woke up around Thursday around 9:45, which makes about 9 hours of sleep, and I felt so great. I didn't have any, wasn't tired, and I worked through the night again. So basically, I did two 48-hour days uh, in a row now. I'm so focused on my work, and I get my stuff just done. And this morning I fell asleep at 8 a.m. I lay down on the office floor on a camping mat and slept until 10 a.m. when I just got up and was able to continue with my thoughts and everything. And I was still highly focused until I left the office around 7 p.m. in the evening. And I was never really able to do this like two times in a row, being on 48 hours awake with very high concentration. And I think the reason is that the Psilohuasca loosed up a lot of traumas I had. And yeah, it's just a really it was a very intense experience, the Psilohuasca. It felt as if I froze to death 1,000 times and was slowly raped. And there were so many. I didn't really. I don't have a conscious memory of what happened during the Psilohuasca session because I took a big dose of mushrooms on top of 3 cups, big cups of ayahuasca. And my body told me, or the ayahuasca told me that I needed to do this to get through some traumas which were stuck very, very deeply in the deepest corners of my unconscious. And I listened to her. And this was the most devastating time psychologically I ever experienced in my life. And fortunately, I don't have any memory of that anymore. I just have some barely weird memories about it. That I was shouting. The healer was telling me that I was shouting 99999 and kalt 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 all the time during my trip, which means no and cold in German, which is my mother tongue. And I don't have any memories of being raped when I was young or being frozen. So maybe this is something that's stuck in me from some time before my birth, and it was now released during a very, very hard trip on Friday, and on the second ceremony on Saturday, the ayahuasca could at last clear it out. The thing is, I think that the Yahe knew it, that the ayahuasca alone couldn't solve these traumas I had, or lose up these energies I had, some stuck in me, because when I flew back from India in January, I started to get dreams about mushrooms. Or there was a magician and an ogre, and the ogre was selling me mushrooms, and there were also like some hot Russian babes taking mushrooms and some very interesting dreams. And I was dreaming that while in the week after I came back from the very, very spiritual country in India, and I spoke to the healer and 2 weeks ago, and he suggested that maybe it's time for me to do a Psilohuasca or ayahuasca and mushroom combined ceremony. Even though he said that I should only take a very little dose, which I actually wanted to. When I weighted it and my feeling told me to take it all, I just knew this is the way I have to do it. Terence McKenna says that I don't remember what he says. I will talk about that another time. Okay, this is a very small overview about my experience with combining ayahuasca and mushrooms. And I have a hypothesis now. In the past weeks, I was reading the book. How is it called again? I don't remember. Mind Body. From Dr. Sarno. I will look up the name of the book. From Dr. Sarno about the relationship of the mind and the body. He claims that all diseases, something like this rash here, as much as back pain, are basically caused by unconscious rage. So what I did, but he also says that not only the physical diseases, but also some kind of psychological diseases like depression and anger are caused by unconscious rage. And I had this hypothesis that also procrastination is caused by unconscious rage. So I did these exercises on procrastination. A lot of shit came up and I was able to work better. And on Friday, I did the intention of turning all my unconscious rage into unconditional love for the Psilohuasca ceremony, which cleared out my unconscious and even the deepest corner in my unconscious out of the last bit of unconscious rage I had. And I think this is the reason why I'm able to perform this week so great. And I feel great and have a lot of power and concentration to get through the complex tasks of my life.